Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Roman Reigns has to acknowledge top WWE star, former analyst says. In WWE, respect and acknowledgement hold as much weight as championship titles and victory records. For the last 3 years, Roman Reigns, the self-proclaimed tribal chief and the undisputed face of WWE, has demanded both from his peers, commanding a nearly unbroken reign of supremacy. Roman's iconic phrase, "Acknowledge me," has become a war cry, reminding everyone, opponents and fans alike, that he's not just another champion. However, in a surprising twist, some voices in WWE's world are now saying that it's Roman Reigns who needs to do the acknowledging. According to a former WWE analyst, one star has risen to such prominence that even Roman himself may have to acknowledge this superstar. This notion flips the traditional power dynamic in WWE, as Roman has built a legacy on others bending to his will. But with rising stars, new alliances, and changing dynamics in WWE, could the tribal chief's hold on dominance be at risk? Let's take a deep dive into the current landscape of WWE, this top star's meteoric rise, and why the suggestion that Roman Reigns should acknowledge another superstar could shake the foundation of WWE's power structure. Since his return in 2020, Roman Reigns has embarked on one of the most dominant title reigns in WWE history. With Paul Heyman as his counsel, he established himself as a brutal, untouchable force. His new persona, the Tribal Chief, was unlike anything fans had seen from him before. Under this persona, he has taken on challengers, defeated legends, and even kept his own family members in line, compelling the Usos and Solo Sikoa to pledge loyalty to the bloodline. Roman's dominance goes beyond titles. He demands acknowledgement, an act of submission from everyone around him. His influence is psychological as much as it is physical, as every interaction with him becomes a test of loyalty and respect. The Bloodline storyline has served as a platform not only for Roman's reign, but also as a dramatic saga where loyalty is tested and family bonds are exploited. No one within WWE, it seemed, could stand toe-to-toe with him on his terms, until now. The star in question, according to the former WWE analyst, is none other than LA Knight. With his brash attitude, in-your-face charisma, and remarkable in-ring skills, LA Knight has captivated the WWE universe, quickly ascending the ranks to become one of the most popular superstars on the roster. Fans chant his name at every arena, and his signature catchphrases have taken WWE by storm. LA Knight's journey in WWE was not without struggle. While he debuted with some fanfare, his rise to main event status took time. He honed his craft on the microphone, developed a distinct personality, and eventually became a character that fans could rally behind. His gritty determination, coupled with his clear ambition to reach the top, made him relatable to fans who crave authenticity in their wrestling heroes. But what really makes LA Knight a unique threat to Roman Reigns isn't just his popularity, it's his defiant attitude. LA Knight is the rare superstar who doesn't seem fazed by Roman's status as the tribal chief. Instead of seeking Roman's approval or acknowledgement, Knight has confidently asserted his own value, declaring that he is the one to be acknowledged. This bold stance has resonated with fans, as Knight doesn't back down from Roman or the bloodline, and this defiance has put him on a collision course with the tribal chief. The suggestion that Roman should acknowledge LA Knight came after a particularly intense segment on SmackDown. In an electrifying exchange, Knight made it clear that he wasn't intimidated by Roman or his claim to dominance. He even directly challenged Roman, stating, "I don't care if you're the tribal chief or the so-called face of WWE. I'm here, and that's all that matters." This moment sparked a firestorm of speculation, with fans and analysts alike buzzing about the possibility of a match between the two. For the first time in recent memory, someone had dared to speak to Roman Reigns as an equal, not as a subordinate. Former WWE analyst and commentator Peter Rosenberg weighed in on this encounter, stating that LA Knight's refusal to play by Roman's rules sets him apart from previous challengers. According to Rosenberg, Roman Reigns has built his empire on respect and acknowledgement, but here's a guy who doesn't need to ask for it. In fact, Roman might need to acknowledge him. Rosenberg's statement speaks volumes. Coming from someone who has analyzed WWE from a critical perspective, it reinforces the idea that LA Knight is more than just a popular superstar. He represents a shift in WWE's hierarchy, where fan support and charisma might matter as much as titles and records. The suggestion that Roman should acknowledge LA Knight may seem audacious, but it's not without reason. Here are a few reasons why LA Knight has emerged as a credible contender for Roman's acknowledgement. LA Knight's connection with the fans is undeniable. His rise mirrors that of past WWE icons like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, who similarly captivated audiences with their charisma and rebellious attitude. His catchphrases are repeated by fans across the arena, and his segments consistently draw huge reactions. Roman has always had the fans' respect, but never their true, undivided loyalty, something LA Knight appears to have in spades. Charisma is an intangible quality, and LA Knight has it in abundance. He doesn't rely on flashy gimmicks or contrived personas. He's simply himself. Fans are drawn to his authenticity, which stands in stark contrast to Roman's calculated, almost manufactured tribal chief persona. Knight's natural appeal gives him a unique edge, as he doesn't need to. Roman's power comes from his ability to intimidate and control others, but LA Knight refuses to be controlled. This confidence and defiance make him a rare figure in WWE. Unlike most of Roman's past challengers, Knight isn't seeking Roman's approval or acknowledgement. He's self-assured, which makes him a psychological threat as much as a physical one. Roman Reigns has faced off against legends like Brock Lesnar, Edge, and John Cena. But each of these opponents came into the fight with an aura of past achievements, already legends in the eyes of fans. LA Knight, however, is in his prime, fresh, and on the rise. He's someone fans are watching for what he's becoming, not just for what he's done. This makes him a uniquely challenging opponent, as Roman isn't just fighting a rival, but an entire movement of fan support behind Knight. If Roman were to acknowledge LA Knight, it would be a historic moment in WWE, a rare admission that there is someone within WWE who Roman considers his equal. This acknowledgement could come in the form of a rivalry, a title match, or even a symbolic gesture, but the implications are far-reaching. Roman's acknowledgement of LA Knight would signal a seismic shift in WWE's power structure. For years, Roman has stood at the top of the company, and everyone who has crossed his path has ultimately bent the knee. But by acknowledging Knight, Roman would show vulnerability and suggest that his reign is not as unassailable as it appears. An acknowledgement could pave the way for a new era in WWE. LA Knight represents a different breed of superstar, one who relies more on charisma than brute force. By recognizing Knight, Roman would be indirectly passing the torch to the next generation of WWE superstars. Fans have long clamored for fresh faces in the main event scene, and Knight's rise could be the answer to those calls. Roman Reigns versus LA Knight could become one of WWE's defining rivalries. With Roman as the tribal chief and Knight as the defiant challenger, the storyline possibilities are endless. The rivalry could elevate both men, giving Roman a fresh challenge and allowing Knight to solidify his status as a main event star. Acknowledging LA Knight could also deepen Roman's character. It would add layers to his tribal chief persona, showing that he is not just a dictator, but also a wise leader who knows when to respect a worthy opponent. This evolution could keep Roman's character fresh and prevent him from becoming stagnant, as fans would see a different, more complex side of the tribal chief. If WWE decides to pull the trigger on a feud between Roman Reigns and LA Knight, the storyline could go in several exciting directions. WWE could set up a marquee match between Roman and Knight at an upcoming pay-per-view, perhaps WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble. This match would have enormous stakes, as Knight would be fighting for both the title and Roman's acknowledgement, making it a battle of pride as much as skill. LA Knight could enlist allies to counter the influence of the Bloodline, forming a new faction of anti-establishment superstars who challenge Roman's dominance. This would add another layer to the rivalry, as Roman would